They say this field creates character, built under the lights, in front of friends and family, a bond formed between brothers, not from blood, but from sweat. A battlefield, 300 feet long, 53 feet wide. They say this town, Youngstown, Ohio, creates men, grown out of steel mills, rust on their boots. There's a school here, Cardinal Mooney High, where men play and win championships. And 6 Cardinal men have made their way to the good life.
It shaped who I became. The work you put into it taught you a lot of core values of life about hard work and unselfishness and discipline and toughness and the things that became a big part of who I've become.
I have a lot of great memories from growing up where I grew up and playing at Mooney, and I mean that was a great time.
The Cardinal Mooney Six: Tim Beck, Bo Pelini, Vince Morrow, Tim Marlowe, Braylon Hurd, and Mark Pelini. Decades apart in age, but much closer in pride.
If you ask people where they're from, and you'll hear people say, I'm from Arizona, or I'm from Cali, or I'm from, but when you ask somebody from Youngstown, they say they're from Youngstown. They don't say they're from Ohio, they say they're from Youngstown.
The high school has won 7 state championships, and each one of these men lays claim to at least one. From Beck leading the 1982 Cardinals while Pelini was just a freshman, to Tim Marlowe's in 2006, to 2009 when Braylon Hurd and Mark Pelini led the first ever 15-0 team.
We knew we were going to win it our senior year.
We were expecting them to come, and play, but we just came out and we dominated them,
Hurd was a star in that game. 178 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and an interception for good measure. But he's not the only Cardinal star through the ages.
The Cards scored on their next possession, too. Pelini running in from 12 yards out.
In 1985, a senior named Mark Bo Pelini led what many in the area consider the best Mooney team not to win a title. They finished 8-1 in the regular season, the only loss coming in double overtime. He breezed through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, outscoring opponents 92-0. A squeaker in the semifinals left a matchup against Gallion High School in Ohio Stadium. Mooney lost 6-0.
Even when he was 17, he was a guy that, loved to compete, wore his emotion on his sleeves. I mean, he was a very, very tough guy.
But Bo's not the only one to experience heartache. The 2007 Cardinals were led by another senior, wide receiver Tim Marlowe, who moved to quarterback for the title game. He ran for more than 100 yards, threw for 135, scoring twice, and leading Mooney on a 4th quarter drive to make it 27-28 before the extra point. Marlowe was the holder.
It was rough, every time you mention it to the guys, it's just like, man, we lost over a block kick.
Through the pain and the triumph, these men share a special bond. Memories, sometimes from 30 years ago, that feel like they were just yesterday. And debates, even to this day, on whose team was best.
Remember, but we had a really, really good football team.
Oh, by far, Bo and us.
They're all full of it. It was the 09 class was definitely the best. Best team to ever walk the halls of Mooney.
It's created a pipeline to Nebraska, a second city for the Huskers. And it's allowed these 6 to feel at home when home is 1,000 miles away.
Just playing for Mooney is more than a state championship ring. It's what you represent in that region of that town. It's a small town, blue-collar town where a lot of good people, and we just love and embrace the tradition there. And that's what means more to me. And I think Bo would say the same thing, and Timmy. It's more about the school and the community.